Lizzie, what's your thought?
Okay, this is it. Natural gas is very expensive fuel because people need it so much in order to heat their houses. That is false because here in the book it says fossil fuels are becoming more expensive because they are harder to find.
Yes, but in the question it says natural gas is very expensive fuel, and in there it says it's very expensive too. And even though it's hard to find, people still need a lot of it to heat their houses.
Yeah, but the reason it's becoming more expensive is not because of people using so much. It's because of it's harder to find. We're not arguing on if people use it or not. We're arguing why it's more expensive.
But technically we should be arguing that because it says people need so much of it.
Yeah, but it obviously listen to this. Natural gas is a very expensive fuel because people need so much of it in order to heat their houses. True or false? Obviously false because it's just harder to find, not because people use so much.
Oh.
But people need it, don't
So
they?
we're not arguing if they need it or not. We're arguing with how it becomes more expensive.
But isn't they?
And is it more expensive compared to other types of energy usage? How does natural gas compare to, say, if we were going to heat with solar panels or if we were going to heat with wind energy?
I have no idea.
So what would we have to find out then?
We have to look it up, but then the internet's not working.
Is there nothing here on the cost for that? I don't know. What do you think? I wonder how that one would compare, right?
But it's technically true because, Liz, in the book, did it say natural gas is very expensive?
Yes, it says fossil fuels, which is natural gas, are becoming more expensive because they are harder to find. Those are the exact words.
And don't people need it to heat their houses?
Yes, people need it to heat their houses.
So technically, you're saying yes to both parts of this question.
Yes, but technically, it's not becoming more. Yeah, I'm saying, okay, I did not say natural gas was expensive because people need it to heat their houses. You're saying
they do need to heat their houses, right?
They do need to heat their houses, but that's not the reason it's becoming more expensive. It's becoming more expensive because it's harder to find.
So even though it's needed, that's not why it's becoming more expensive. So
yes.
The expenses will come. But would you not still be spending a lot of money on heating the houses?
Yeah, I guess.
We're not really
I don't know.
focusing
Do we
on
know?
if it's harder to find or not. We're focusing if it's expensive and if people need it to heat their houses. And that's
No, we're not focusing.
True.
No.
You're saying it's the effect, right? You're saying that in Lizzie's defense, she's saying that because it's harder to find, it's making it more expensive. It's not because people need it for heating their houses that it's more expensive, even though it is expensive to heat their house.
But
it says exactly the exact words. Natural gas is a very expensive fuel because people need so much of it in order to heat their houses. Obviously, it's not because people are using so much. It's because it's harder to find. People could just be getting a lot of them and giving it to them.
Does the statement, say that natural gas is very expensive because it's very rare, or does it say because people need it so much in order to heat their houses?
But this is the point. You are saying this. We don't even know the answer to this, but this is your evidence, and we don't even know the answer to it.
But the evidence is also the statement.
Right.
Yeah. But oh my gosh.
Well, what do we have to find out to see if this is actually true? What is some missing information?
And research
is there. So, but is that the only source of the research? What else do we have to find out about?
I looked in the book.
Okay. Well, right, and we don't have everything available to us because our internet's being a bit temperamental. But when the internet comes back up, what could we find that might help us figure out which of you two is correct? Like, what would we need to be looking for?
Why fossil fuels are more expensive.
Okay, we need to find out that. What else do we need to look at?
Okay.
What is expensive?
I don't
More
get
money.
why we...
Okay, but what constitutes expensive? Is everything like, do we need, for instance, is fossil fuels as expensive as solar energy? Is fossil fuels as expensive as wind energy?
But I don't get why we have to research why it's expensive. The question's just asking that it's expensive because people need so much of it in order to heat their house.
Well, do they?
Yes,
Do we know that they need a lot to heat their houses?
they need it to heat their houses.
But my point is
Because over my mom and dad arguing, I've heard them talk about heating the houses in gas.